Hi everyone, welcome to Smith Street 86. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Mitch, and we're your hosts. We've got an exciting episode coming up.
But first, let's see what's being printed out on the 3D printer. Our friends at 3D Printer Superstore have let us test out the latest model, which is pretty cool.
And as always, we'll be coming back to check up on it throughout the episode, so you can play along at home as well.
Wow!
Here we go. It's red this time.
Yeah, it's really not giving as much, is it?
I feel
What
like
is it, a pancake?
It's definitely a rock.
But it doesn't print real quick, but it looks cool,
Like
hey.
a stylish red rock.
I'm gonna go with one of those Listerine palettes that you put in your mouth.
They're tasty.
Yeah, and
Love it.
powerful. Our first story is about a special local art gallery located here on Smith Street.
Great. Let's have a look.
Melbourne is called the cultural capital of Australia with so many art forms all over the city. We are heading out on Smith Street to attend a very popular art gallery known as the 69 Smith Street Gallery. Located in the heart of Fitzroy, the gallery is known for its public appreciation of local artists and the understanding of contemporary visual arts. As you can see, there are a lot of unique, colourful and visually vibrant paintings. All the artworks vary, but they definitely have a Melbourne vibe to them. We spoke to one of the artists here at the gallery, Simon Watts, whose artwork is now on exhibition here at the gallery. He believes his artwork represents the opposite of being perfect and tries to make things interesting.
Oh, I don't know. I just think I was always drawing as a kid, and like I said, I think it's just something you do. Like some kids play music, some people play sport. I think I just made images. I think it, a kooky imagination, when you're a kid. So Melbourne's had a big effect, I think, growing up here. Because I've lived in other parts of the world and other parts of Australia, and they're like cultural wastelands, Wise other painters and English painters, a lot of English painters, Lucian Freud, and Frank Auerbach, and the Swiss painter Alberto Giacometti. I use a very traditional palette and quite limited. It's just your white, your yellows, cooler yellow, warmer yellow, orange, red, blue, green, just like super simple basic colours. And then just by mixing them you can get pretty much anything you want.
Melbourne has a wide range of art and culture, and as you can see, the 69 Smith Street Gallery is only one of Melbourne's beautiful art galleries.
I think art is so impressive.
Wow, that's pretty gorgeous.
I've never been able to paint or draw or anything.
No, and the use of colours is incredible. The layering of, did you see the red one at the end?
Yes.
And it looked thick with paint. It's
I can't do it. I have no idea.
Well, I guess you're going to have to head down to the art studio.
I think I will.
Right here on Smith Street, that's pretty cool. Well, now it's time for this week's top 10, which is the top 10 best cheap restaurants for under $20.
Here we go. Number 10, Middle Fish in Carlton. It's Thai and it has a fermented rice noodles and fish curry sauce for $14.50. We have number 9, which is Pellegrini's Espresso Bar on Burke Street, which is an Italian cafe, $16 lasagna.
Delish.
Number 8, we have Kim Sing, a Port Phillip Arcade Chinese restaurant with wonton soup for $6. Number 7, we have Bimbo Deluxe, a Fitzroy pizza restaurant and bar, pizza for $4.
So good.
6, we have African Taste, a Victoria Street African restaurant with toasted barley flour gnocchi for $10.95. Number 5, Golden Leaf Chinese restaurant in Burwood for steamed prawn dumplings at $5.90. Number 4, we have New Wind, Chapel Street, Vietnamese/Thai restaurant with a lemongrass rubbed beef for $10.
Yes.
Number 3, we have Trippy Taco, which is Fitzroy Mexican/vegetarian restaurant with a $6 burrito. Number 2, we have Lentil as Anything in St Kilda. It's a vegan restaurant and you pay what you think it's worth, which is a great initiative.
It's delicious.
And number 1, we have the Asian Beer Cafe in Melbourne Central with nothing under $12. Everything under $12.
I was gonna say.
Crazy.
Thank you, Mitch. That was fantastic.
All right, guys, let's have a look at a quick life hack now, and we'll be right back after the break.
See you soon. Welcome back to Smith Street 86. Now, before we get started on our next segment, let's take a quick look back at the 3D printer and see where it's at.
Sounds good.
Wow.
All right, it's about twice the size that it was before.
I really judged you on your rock tip before, but I'm leaning
like
towards it. Looks a lot like a Larue.
I'm right.
I think it could be a rock. Did you know we were shocked last week? What did we think it
were.
was? A golf ball and a tissue and an ear. You had a legitimate thing. Whatever. We'll find out very soon, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure we will. Now we hand it over to the chatback crew who are on the streets asking the people of Melbourne all about the most important beverage here in Australia. And that is beer.
Now, what's your name, sir?
I'm Connie Kevin,
Connie Kevin.
or Mr. Pennyman.
Mr. Pennyman, look at that.
Yeah,
Like I'm making money out of show business. I never thought that would ever happen. Gee. That. Are you pubs or clubs kind of girl?
Mainly pubs.
Okay, that's cool. What pubs? You go to pubs? Nah. No. You need to get out more.
I know,
I do. No, you pub man or a club man? Pub. Should have known that one. What kind of beer are you? You beer drinker?
Yeah, so lagers.
What do you drink? Slightly.
cordial.
Cordial.
Clubs or pubs? I'd say bar. Is there a third option? It's like a smaller than a pub, not as loud as a club.
Okay. Well, okay. There's a third option now, so I'm going to
Bars.
change my question. Pubs, clubs, or bars?
Normally bars.
Bars. You're the second person who said this. They should have that as an option, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
What
I
kind
was
of
just
coffee
going
do
to
you
say
drink?
Channel 31 rocks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Channel 31 rocks.
Yeah, rocks.
Yeah, we love Channel
And
31
then
too.
supporting Channel 31 for lots and lots and lots of years.
Thank you so much, Penny,
No
man. You're
worries.
wonderful, man. And one day I'll pay that penny back to you.
Put it in your super fund.
I
Save
will.
it wisely.
The show's called Smith Street 86. Can you do that one
Okay.
for us? Yay!
What's your favourite beer, Jordan?
I'd probably go Kosciuszko Pale Ale. What's your fave beer?
Interesting. My favourite beer is champagne, so...
Okay. Way to be a stereotype. Now we look to our next segment, a food festival, more specifically the Southeast Asian Food Festival. Let's have a look.
There's always something interesting happening in the most livable city in the world. And today in Melbourne, there's the food festival at Werribee Racecourse. Let's go. Welcome to the International Food Festival.
Festivals of South Asia was started in December 2014, and it only been for 7 to 8 months, and it has become one of the largest organizations in Melbourne.
What inspired you to work on the festival and stuff?
The festivals usually South Asian Food Festival or International Food Festival is never been held in Wyndham area, and when we do this kind of Indian festivals, South Asian festivals or international food festivals, the culture, the Aussies or who are born and brought up here will understand our culture as well, and it's easy to assimilate with them, and they will understand the difference between a Sri Lankan food or Indian food or a Malaysian food. They all think it's a curry. It's not about curry anymore. It's got different things. Yes.
Since it is the Indian Food Festival, there are a lot of cultural dishes available for people to try. Not only is there food available here, but there is also a wide range of entertainment, including live music and fun activities for kids. What are you eating today?
Panipuri and dosa.
Is this something you would normally eat?
Yes.
So, you like it obviously. You like Indian food?
Yeah, the spicier the better. Yeah, which is why we came today for the food.
So you're enjoying the food, I assume?
Yes, everything. It smells so good. We want to try everything, but you can't eat all of the things. But yeah, it's all beautiful.
What brought you to the festival today?
Yeah, I heard that we're gonna get really good food, so that brought me here. This is the food.
Food always brings people together.
Definitely.
Did you have a ride on the camels?
We did,
Yeah.
yes.
Is that a first?
Bit scary.
I was a photographer.
Bit scary. I actually thought, yeah. I asked the guy, have they done a runner? But he said no, so we're safe. It was good. It was fun. It was fun.
So you get a wide range of people coming to the festival every
Yep.
year.
If you have noticed it today, it will be 50% of them are Australian people and 50% are ethnic people, and you can judge yourself.
Is it hard to make these dishes?
It's not that much hard to prepare these dishes, and it's really tastes really great, and it's not that much of expensive. And yeah, it's really great.
It's preparing is the easiest part. I think I would say sourcing is the hardest part because not very often you find sugarcane in the market. So you have to have good contacts to find them out. That's the only hardest part, I would say.
What are you preparing today?
We've actually catered for a mixed crowd of people. So we've got a little bit of Indian food that is recognized within the Indian community, and the lamb curry and chicken curry obviously is known crowd favorite. It is.
How many people usually attend the festival?
Last festival we had 18,000 people in single day, and yesterday we had over 10,000 people. It was pretty packed up.
Well, it's been another successful day at the Melbourne International Food Festival. The turnout has been amazing this year. Make sure you check it out next year. I know I will.
Wow, that looked so delicious, didn't it? Okay, so now we have a special guest on the show today, a professional wine taster by the name of Sam Grioli. Welcome to the show, Sam.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
No worries. So how did you come to know about French wine?
I suppose my family background, we grew up with wine in the house, plus lots of friends really that have wine, collections of wine. We always like to get together and have a little bit of wine and food.
Yeah, of course. So how do you find Australian wine compared to French wine?
Well, Australian wines have definitely made their own place in the world. They're probably what you would call the New World wines. The French wines are more handcrafted and classic, but definitely Australian wines have their place in the world.
Okay, and what would you say is your favourite local wine for the viewers?
Favourite local wine would probably be not far from where I live, which is out Rockbank Way. A little winery called Witchmount Wines. They've actually won awards for some of the best wines. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds great. Thank you so much for that, for coming in. We'll go to a break now, but don't go anywhere because there's still heaps to come.
Welcome back to Smith Street 86. Now, before we continue with the show, let's have a quick look at the 3D printer.
Ooh, it's still red. It's a bit taller.
Looks like a cylinder. That looks like Ned Kelly's mask. With that shading.
Oh wow, that's a good guess.
It's a nice colour.
I feel like it could be a tree.
A tree, yeah. It could definitely be a tree. I feel like it could be my mum. Who knows?
All right, well, now we'll have a look at one of the weekly segments, Tales from the Tram, where we have fans of the show share their experiences and funny stories from their travels.
So this one time, I got on the train and I sat down. The carriage was like totally empty except for me and this other huge guy sitting down near the door. And this guy was like huge. He was like massive. And he had this gigantic slab of cider just sitting on his lap. He just started singing like really loudly, like inhumanly loud. Like the loudest noise I've ever heard a human being make. And there were 2 police officers. They were sitting on the train station outside of the train and they could hear him singing like through the wall of the train. So they opened up the door and they're like, hey, stop singing, man. You gotta quiet down or else we'll kick you off this train. And he's like, oh, right, man, I better stop singing. So they close the door. Just goes back to singing, like louder, like so loud. He was singing incredibly loudly. And they open up the door and they're like, hey, mate, you better cut that out. You better stop singing or else we're gonna kick you off this train for good.
This train is about to depart. Please mind the doors.
And then the train just started to take off and then he just immediately started singing like as the train was moving and the police could hear him through the door of the train as the train was taking off and they just looked at him like, oh, what have we done? Oh my God. I was only on the train for one stop and I could hear him singing this entire song about apple cider and pear cider, just different varieties of cider.
Apple cider or pear cider, it's what floats your boat. Appleness or pear ciderness gets you off your guts. Don't mess around with the pear cider, cause it'll get you off your guts.
I looked up at one point, and I made eye contact with him for like a split second. And he looked at me and he was like, you interrupting my f***ing drinking session, are you? And I just like immediately shut off my phone and freaked out. I was like, oh no, that's alright, don't worry about it. And I thought he was gonna like jump over and kick my head off and punch me in the face or something. And he was like, you're right, mate. And he just went straight back to singing. And I got off at the next stop. That's how I almost got killed by apple cider and pear cider.
Cool. If you have your own tale from the tram, please contact us via our Twitter and Facebook page.
Now let's look at our next segment, which is about buskers in Melbourne and just how many there are all around.
1 million.
1, 2, 3, 4. All my life, long times, like ever since I was like 4 years old, I've always been a musician.
Check it out. I got a call from my homie late last night talking about the one and only feeling up tight. I said, stop stressing, give me the phone. Called the girl up, she was home alone. Next thing you know, she wanna run with some keys. I said, girl, west side, please.
It wasn't until I got to Australia that a lot of things started happening. What gave me the inspiration to do this was there was an artist that came to town and Gold FM had a contest. And the winner of the contest got to sing with him at Rod Laver Arena. I won the contest and this artist's name was Stevie Wonder. Needless to say, this was definitely a highlight in my career.
Easy to see this girl was on a mission. I met her down Gray Street getting attention, but the tension was negative, messing with her cheek. I said, girl, you need to run with me. So we flipped it back and reminisced a little bit. Best part about it is what we did with it.
Shortly after I worked with Stevie Wonder, I found myself on stage with this cat right here, for those people that know him. This is Snoop Doggy Dogg right here.
You don't have to be alone.
But then it just kept getting better and better because I have a lot of lists and it just goes on and on. But one of the ones in the past that I actually got to hang out with that I'm very honored to have this picture because it is now a collector's item. You cannot see this man anymore. Just in case you could be sitting out there guessing, his name is James Brown.
Roxanne, you don't have to wear that dress tonight. You don't have to be alone tonight. You don't have to sell your body in the night. Thank you.
Please stay tuned or tune in because at some point in time we'll be coming to you. Wiley J.
Wow, some of the talent in Melbourne today is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty spectacular. I loved the music the Buskers played in that segment. We also have some friends we know who tap dance and sing along. They're called Tap Jack, and they're around the city, usually Burke Street or whatever, but you can come up with the craziest stuff and put it on the street and see what happens.
I love Tap Jack. Now let's have a final guess at what the 3D printer object is.
Oh, it's a ham sandwich.
I definitely think it's a hand. It looks exactly like a hand to
There's
me.
no doubt about it. It could be a baguette. Maybe it's a glass of Shiraz.
I did not guess that one at all.
Do you still think it's a rock?
Well, technically it is. Look, here we have it right here. A hand.
Is that your hand?
It's a bit small for me.
Mitch, have you been in on this the whole time? Caress yourself.
Thanks to our friends over at the 3D Printer Superstore for letting us use their printers.
Well, guys, that's the end of the show for this week. But if you want to keep it up to date on the next weeks to follow, head over to our Facebook and Twitter pages and we will keep you updated.
Now let's close with a local Melbourne musician, Jack Mitchell, performing Red Dress.
Red Hand.
Bye.
See you later, guys.
I'll be waiting for snooze and for you to appear. Chit-chat jingles and blues sending clues to my ears. And I'll be singing for you with my shoes in the sun. I know it's ugly, but girl, I got things to be done. Call it now, she won't break it, and that's just no good for me. Talking now, oh she shakes it and it's ripping at the seams. Put on your sexy red dress and I'm foolish to be. It seems we're quietly impressed, now we're digging in so deep. And I'll be singing for you with my shoes in the sun. Our bodies want it always, and our minds are on the run. Call it now, she won't break it, and that's just no good for me. Talking now, oh she shakes it and it's ripping at the seams.